Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Kirby Show. We are joined today once again by the ever so beautiful birthday boy, Sam Auld. Sam, welcome.
Hello. Thank you. Always happy to hop in the podcast, hear the triple hello from you, Kirby, and talk some sports, talk some whatever comes up. And
Whatever comes up is exactly right. Today we are here, May 7th. Beautiful day. I mean, allergies are out. I'm dying. It really hurts, actually.
Oh.
But of course, we want to start off by saying not only welcome, but remember to like, follow, and subscribe. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. If you're listening to this, go ahead and go over to YouTube and watch us in person. Well, not in person, but you get it.
Face to face.
Rate if you're on Spotify or whatever the deal is. So go ahead and do that. Appreciate it. And also want to do the shout out for the moms. Mother's Day coming up. Mom, I love you. Stephanie Ferris. What a woman. Hero. And Deanne, as always.
Deanne, shout out. I was her first Mother's Day gift that she got to bring home.
Yeah, because you're born right at Mother's Day. That's cute.
That's why I say I could never top that, Mom. So
yeah, just don't try. That's what I would say.
I can't even compete with that.
And also, Happy Nurses Week.
Nurses Appreciation Week.
Yeah, good for all of y'all out there taking my blood. They do other things.
There's a special nurse in my life, and yesterday she showed me a really long umbilical cord, and I was kind of shook. I was like, whoa. So that's what it looks like. I wasn't ready.
Okay, full launching. Hello, Sarah. If you're watching, thank you for being a nurse and taking care of Mr. Sam when I am unable to, which is most of the time. I also wanted to say, actually, before this, I hope she's listening to this, because when I said, how's she doing? Sam thought I was talking about his cat and not you. So.
Well, I was just saying something about the cat.
I know.
And you said, how is
also
she
talking
doing?
about her, so I don't know.
Well, she'll get that. She's got 2 cats, so.
When I'm talking about Gigi, I exclusively call her the dog, so that can never happen.
The dog. Real quick, I feel like you got to edit in the photo of the scary dog right now.
That was crazy. I walk in the room and the lights are off, and I look down, and I can't even describe it, how this dog is looking. If you're listening, I'll put it on Instagram. But it was terrifying, and I actually jumped off the floor. Like, both of my feet left the floor. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like she's cursing me. She might be a witch in another life, or currently this one. But hey, there's nothing like a little gray dog. You rarely see gray dogs.
That's true. Yeah.
It's pretty creepy sometimes in the dark, such as last night. But anyways, we'll do a rundown of the show before it gets too hectic here. First of all, WNBA preseason. Honestly, the best preseason that I think any professional sport has given us in a very long time.
Just right to business.
Seriously, we're seeing all of the stars. Sometimes we get to see the rookies, but often they get cut, which we'll talk about later. And then also the NBA playoffs. Come on. We're grooving with that a little bit. And then probably the most important part and most exciting part is we will be joined by Miss Liz Doney later in the show. The one of one, unique, impeccable, beautiful, stylish. You'll see her. Liz Doney will be gracing our screens to talk about the Met Gala, because I have nothing educated to say other than pass or flop or keep. But hey, Caroline was busy, so Liz is coming on. And then honorable mention, George Pickens is going to the Cowboys. Sam informed me of that this morning, and I'm not excited about it. It seems like a move that will not do anything positive for the Cowboys.
Yeah, and I texted my Steelers fan friend, and he was like, why didn't we do that before the draft?
I mean, seriously. Jerry Jones was like, look, guys, we're making 2 pretty big moves. And last year he said that, and they made 0. So this is one of 2.
We're
and we're waiting
there
for the other one. Let's start with the NBA playoffs.
Mm-hmm. We've made it. Round 2. You know, all the the teams that probably didn't have a shot, they're out by now. Dame
Hey.
Lillard tore his Achilles. Might
That
be
was a
done for
bummer.
good. That was a rough one. But that team that they were playing, the Pacers, they
Looking good.
are making some noise in round 2.
They had a deep run last year.
It's true.
Right? They made it to the conference finals and lost to the Celtics.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right. Tyrese Halliburton, cutie of the league, easily, is making a stank in Cleveland because he is putting them right back down where Cleveland belongs. Hey. We also have the Warriors went 7 games against the Rockets with, I was telling my dad, Warriors. I was like, oh, you totally like Şengün. And then I was like, sorry, he's not playing anymore. So you'll have to pick up someone else. And his guy is now Ant-Man, which we'll talk about in a second here. But the Warriors have now moved on to play the Ant-Man and the Timberwolves. This is all coming together because there's only like a handful of teams left. But yeah, so they're probably the Warriors are a bit mismatched if anyone asks you. I can't say. Well, Steph Curry's out now with a hamstring for a week, which is a problem. But Draymond, look, Draymond's here to play this this playoff season run in 2025. This man is. He already started he has his own podcast, right? And so he single-handedly made his own case for Defensive Player of the Year. He did not get it, but he should be Defensive Player of the playoffs. He is so good. And I think he'll do really well against the Timberwolves because they don't give like strong-minded, so to say. Like Ant's pretty young and also like a little like jovial, kind of like me, and can be like fucked with a little bit because you like, you're going with it. And then we also have, Rudy Gobert, who
they got bad blood. That's all you need to know. It
seems like Rudy Gobert is like a punching bag for
Draymond.
Like
specifically Draymond though.
Everyone who has beef with someone, Rudy Gobert is a target. But other than that, I mean, the Warriors just have this one white guy with a horrible goatee.
Zapajemski.
Yes, thank you. Get rid of it, brah. It looks crazy. I get having your own, like, flair, but, like, you have the goatee, you have the thingy. What do you call that thing?
The headband?
The headband. Obviously, I'm rooting for the Warriors over the Timberwolves. Sorry about it. Not a huge fan of Anthony Edwards saying, sorry, child, I'm going to pay up front 18 years of child support. That was crazy. That was like a big old fuck you. I'm just going to do whatever I want in life.
He just wants to play basketball.
I mean, he seems like he wants to do a couple of other things, Sam, that lead to having a child. But the Knicks, Sam.
The Knicks.
We might have forgotten that the Knicks were my team. I get that. And I want to apologize to the Knicks. Because I didn't jump ship. But I definitely...
She was just foot on another ship.
Yes. I mean, I, boarded another ship, 100%. But I left my bags in Madison Square Garden. I was taking a day trip to the Lakers because obviously I had to. Like, Luka was there. Luka's my favorite player. Obviously, LeBron. He's the GOAT. Not to dip my toe into that conversation, but I will stand on business if you want to talk LeBron. And I'll also probably have a better hairline than you if you're fighting for Michael Jordan. But anyways, where was I? The Knicks. Welcome back, Knicks. They said you couldn't beat a good team. But turns out you can. And I don't care if the Knicks lose another 4 other games against the Celtics. We fucking did it. The Knicks are back, baby, and they completely shamed the Celtics, which was just like everything for me. Being in Boston, for sure. And next day, Knicks hat, thank you.
Did you get insulted on the street for that?
No, see, the Knicks hat is a beacon for people with good taste.
You had allies. You were making allies on the street.
People say, go Knicks, and I go, go Knicks. Wow. And then, I mean, it was just like, really roundabout town. Like, people who like the Celtics, come on.
But like, were you like downtown with the Knicks hat, or still like Cambridge with the Knicks hat?
I do not venture into Boston ever. So
Yeah, that's where you might need some of those
look,
friends to roll up with you.
Look, there is nothing I've yet found that I need to leave generally Cambridge for, other than flag football. But we had to take a break this year because I was a little worried about health insurance. But thank you, Mass Health. If you're in Massachusetts, you can get health insurance.
Whoa.
Shout out. If you didn't know that, you can. You can just sign up. Like, literally, you can just sign up and get health insurance. I got my card today. I have no clue how to do it. Caroline was taking an exam all day, so we're gonna need her to figure out my plan because, look, I'm just a baby. Anyways,
a baby with health insurance.
Yes, I'm a baby with health insurance, and man, have I been tiptoeing around the gym. It's been messy, but we're alive and we're well. Anyways, I was listening to the radio because I love the radio.
Oh, the sports talk.
Yes, I love sports talk, and Boston sports talk is so toxic.
Easily.
Like, I was driving to Maine, which was 3 hours, and for the first hour and a half, I was like, oh, like, I'll just throw this on because, it's like all in the Northeast. Oh my God, they were talking about the Bruins for an hour and a half. The fucking Bruins.
Are they even in the playoffs?
It was like maybe a month ago, and if we're like pretty much almost not tail end of the season, but we were still in the season, and they're just yelling about wanting to see the other players on the roster. That means you suck and you should not be talking about them for an hour and a half. Sorry, like, come on. But I was listening to the radio, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because I was at this thing with Wiki William, hello Wiki, I hope you're enjoying Europe. Told him to listen, and he's like, I don't listen to things. And I was like, okay, but like, it's literally 45 minutes of your life, like, not every week. But I left, I was like, oh, let me stay for the rest of the game. Then we go into overtime, obviously, because the Knicks come back from a 20-point deficit to almost win the game. But my boy Brunson said, let's just take it to overtime. Don't worry about it. So I hop in the car and I'm driving. And then it's like, oh, the Celtics haven't scored any points in like the past 5 minutes. And the Knicks just happened to score a couple extra points and they end up winning by 3. And then the people on the show are like, wow, the last time this happened was 41 years ago. And we're going to remember this game for another 41 years. And I was like, look, it was a game 1 of the second round. Like,
yeah.
I know the Knicks, like, y'all aren't used to getting beat by the Knicks, but like, it's not that serious. He was like, yeah, what do they call games? That's like, an instant classic. I was like, that was not an instant classic. You guys just lost in overtime. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal, right?
Yeah, if it was like the finals, that's like
maybe even a game 7.
Yeah.
But it was the likelihood of the Knicks losing the series are still very high. And in that case, no one's going to remember this game. I don't know. I thought it was like, you guys are, like, I get we're on radio, but like, you guys are really overreacting.
They got to fill time, Shout out radio.
Truly. Shout out radio. Love you guys. You forged the path. All I have to say is go Knicks. And the Celtics, I think are they playing like right now? It's like
they're going to be playing in like 30 minutes.
It's like, I know
now.
As I'm speaking, because this is not live, and even though I will speed this process up a little bit, the dynamic of this situation will change immediately in 30 minutes as we are still talking. So that's always great because, we love not live media because we can't all be
radio.
Yeah, we can't all be our radio guys who has to fill time with just unbelievable and unrealistic comparisons. But I can say something crazy. This is an instant classic. And what will be even more instant classic is Liz on the other side to talk about the Met Gala.
Hello. We're back. And you know what else is back? It was the Met Gala this past weekend, I think. And both Kirby and I are very uneducated about this subject. So we had to bring in
an
expert. Yeah.
Liz Doney is joining us from New York City, the home of fashion, the home of the Met.
Be here. The home of the Met. I was on the Upper East Side just this morning.
Getting a cute little suit.
Mm-hmm.
Liz,
that's right.
Let's just say long time group chat.
Yeah.
3-person group chat. You know it's a girl group. That's going to last forever if it's a 3-girl group chat.
So true. Consider, not to complicate things, that it is me, Kirby, and Kirby's longtime partner, Caroline. So it is just me and their relationship.
Okay, no, Caroline and I have a very special best friend relationship. We are best friends. Yeah,
you guys are buddies. We are all buddies. It's true. But you guys are best buddies.
We've traveled the world together. And I know Liz for a fact is a style icon and has a lot of things to say about fashion. She is up to date on things that I don't know about and was the first person I saw to send her Met Gala thoughts. So we will be talking about with Liz, the athletes at the Met Gala. You're wondering, why is this important? It's because athletes were there and athletes fucking stunted out. They were actually like probably the best dressed.
I agree.
So Liz, will you first of all give us a rundown on, I have written, don't need to get into the theme because I've tried to understand it and definitely can't explain it.
Okay. Yeah, the theme was Black dandyism, sort of a nod to Andre Leon Talley and his...
We know who that is.
Do you? Okay.
Nope.
No, sorry. He was a longtime Vogue editor who was this Black gay man who came up through Warhol's factory and old New York kind of party scene and just was like one of the chicest people to ever live and had kind of a long time editorial career at Vogue, split under kind of bizarre terms, and then passed away a couple years ago. And Black dandyism was a core part of his aesthetic. And so, yeah, I think the Costume Institute kind of wanted to honor him and his legacy.
Okay, let's skip that. How important do you think it is that sports figures are now so involved in, I don't even know, like the social, is zeitgeist the right word? Yeah. I always come to Liz for my words. Right, they're now celebrities more than ever, and like they aren't scared to put on outfits, you know? Like it's not like men are like, I'm gonna stunt, and like obviously the tunnel outfits, the tunnel outfits. No. Okay, so that's
they're walking up.
Oh my God, yes. When the players arrive at the games, and and it's like a pap walk, like there are photographers there, and they're in outfit. Okay, yes.
So it's like you still have your like Jason Kelce that shows up in like a beer belly t-shirt and flip flops, and then you have your Travis Kelce who's wearing like Gucci.
Yeah,
so like
that's right.
It definitely now lends itself to the Met where not many people have, I feel like in Joe Burrow, like quarterback.
Yeah, that was embarrassing, unfortunately. Sorry. Not to start off with a really hot take. That was abysmal. And he's such a handsome man. He could have gone...
That's just so wrong.
A miscarriage of justice, Kirby. That was awful.
Did you see him?
Yeah, I saw him in that, what was it, a blue-gray suit?
Yes, and what is wrong with that? Look, he said, I'm going to put respect on these Black people's names and not go too far because I know my place as a white man.
He didn't go anywhere. He could have been going to Sunday brunch. It was the Met Gala, Kirby.
Look, he wore his signature glasses. He wore blue shoes with his blue suit and his cute ass hair and said, guys, I'm here. Thank you for inviting me. I'm going to be honest. Maybe I'll try again next year when I get more comfortable. But I'm not going to become on like page 6. Joe Burrow wore this, African tribe print. Like, who knows? His designers probably won't worry
Joe
about
Burrow and Tom Brown. Tom Brown was everywhere. It was essentially the Tom Brown. Okay, he's one of the designers who's been on a suiting like rampage. Anyway, Joe Burrow in Tom Brown would have been,
next year.
Incredible. And it's not flashy. Like Tom Brown is a pretty like conservative chic brand. It wouldn't have required, the Janelle Monáe of it all.
Right. So Sam, feel free to jump in, whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, Joe Burrow, right? He usually has, styles that he pulls off elsewhere. So I'm looking at my reference PowerPoint right now, and
Oh my God, not the reference PowerPoint.
Yes, we put together a PowerPoint for you.
I think I'm on Liz's side.
I don't get to see the PowerPoint that we're referencing?
I'm going to share my screen because it goes with
Kirby.
the game.
Separately, the game.
I am really worried, guys, and Liz, you can speak to this because you've known me for as long as this has been a thing in my life. I'm really worried that this thing with me and Joe Burrow is becoming more than a bit.
That you actually don't like him, or that you really do like him?
That I actually am in love with this man.
Well,
I was kind of wondering what that meant, more than a bit.
I think I love Joe Burrow.
I don't think you know Joe Burrow.
So you're right. And
I did appreciate the happy birthday story had me and Joe Burrow. He's one of Deanne's favorites too, so.
Well, iconically, Sam was the first one to start the blonde buzz cut.
Yeah.
And then Joe Burrow did it. So, I mean, they're linked together in fate forever.
Totally. Absolutely.
But we have Liz on for a very special reason. Other than, a game. We rarely play games here. And we're trying to bring it back. We're trying to bring the games into the Kirby Fair show because you know what? It's a fun podcast. Wouldn't you say, Liz?
I love a game. I think that you're going to be the wait, don't tell me of women's sports.
Ooh. Clipping that. Okay, so Liz, what we have for you today is we will play Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Love.
With these outfits. And I've put together a PowerPoint comparing all of the athletes who attended. And
amazing.
Their outfits, obviously. So, but I've reframed this because, this isn't a children's show, but I don't need Jean and David, Mr. David and Miss Jean, hearing Liz say fuck every single slide.
That's true.
So, we have instead franchise tag, which is kind of like a fuck you to the player, but that's that's going to be your fuck, is like, okay, I'm going to franchise tag you, I'm not ready to sign you, but I still want you on my team.
Okay, franchise tag.
Yes. Are you following? You got that one.
Yeah, I got it.
Then we have the Supermax contract, which is what you give to NBA players like stars.
Yeah. Which I want you locked in.
Yes. And I'm going to pay you the most money that anyone can possibly fathom.
Totally.
And then that leads us into the Luka trade, which is kill.
Okay.
The Luka trade, which I found you are not familiar with. And if you're not, this is a kill. Because
killed hopes in Dallas.
Do you want to, you give me why Sam, why the Luka trade is a kill?
I mean, just imagine like your childhood, hero. You're a little boy in Dallas and you're like, oh, I love basketball. I love the Mavericks. And I just, I want to be right like Luka when I grow up. And he's traded away and all your hopes and your dreams have been killed in one swift move.
Okay. You took that a different direction. I was going to say he was traded in the middle of the night, was not told, and on the way out was also called fat and lazy and a drunk. And the guy Mr. Nico Harrison has never apologized and is doubled down on the fact that Luka does not deserve a Supermax contract. So he was annihilated. So we have franchise
getting murdered on traders.
Exactly. Ooh, good show. Need your Netflix account. We'll talk about that later.
Okay, you're gonna.
So we have franchise tag, Supermax contract, and the Luka trade. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, I'm so ready. Okay, can I guess who these people are?
I gave you names.
I see that. Okay. Okay. Well, as we already know,
don't you fucking dare.
No, sorry. As we already know, what's his name? Luka. Joe Burrow's getting Luka.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Easy money.
Stabbing Kirby right in the heart with that one.
Sorry, not marry.
Franchise tag.
Max con.
Franchise tag. No, that's
Supermax contract.
Kirby.
I can't even play my own game.
Okay, thank you. I think I Supermax contract Jalen Hurts. He looks really nice.
Okay.
This is the Eagles quarterback,
yes,
right?
Ma'am.
That's right.
Okay. Wow, Elizabeth. Yeah, he seems like a great dude. I remember thinking that around the time of the Super Bowl. He's here with some
That's his
woman
wife.
who has a beautiful dress on.
Fiance?
Incredible. She looks great.
He loves a Kanga
Fiance
hat.
wife. He loves a Kanga hat. I didn't know that that's what that was called. But you know what? I think he pulls it off. I think that's a tough hat, and he looks great. And I like this little collar situation he has going on. I can't tell if it's
Okay, Liz, we have like 8 more slides.
whatever.
For the record,
he
that's
has
a
to be
Halloween costume.
It is wildly unattractive.
It is
Sorry.
AI.
Okay.
That's not the Met Gala.
These were
Wait, it's
fierce.
AI.
So now we have
I'm
Saquon.
like,
We have Saquon Barkley, Stephon Diggs, and DeAndre Hopkins.
okay, I mean, DeAndre Hopkins looks incredible, amazing.
Really?
Yeah, I love everything about this. He must be my Supermax bro. Supermax
You got it.
deal. Great. I'm so sorry to Saquon Barkley. I can't.
He looked crazy.
Okay, here's the thing. He looks great. And I think the suit is tailored well. I'm not mad at it. It's literally just a black tux.
So you'd be happier if Joe Burrow showed up in a black tux, is what you're saying.
Well, for the record, they're both getting killed. So I don't know that I said that.
Fair.
I don't know that I said that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I think I'm tapping. Wait, what was it? Something tap?
Franchise tagging.
Franchise tag. Franchise tag.
This is too
Thank you.
complicated.
I'm franchise tagging Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs, looks amazing. The red boots, he's booting me down.
Yeah, he does
I
look
noticed
really
that, yeah.
good. And I love that fur. I don't know what's up with that.
It's long. He has his own little cape. He's basically being Diana Ross.
You know what? Kind of. Speaking of, she looked incredible.
Okay. Next.
Oniva, let's go. Fun. Okay, I love this.
So we have Sir Lewis Hamilton, who is of the F1 racing.
Sir?
Yeah, he's a sir. Then we have...
He's an actual sir?
I think so.
Like from England?
Sure. And then we have Noah Lyles, who races, notably ran with COVID and came in third in this last Olympics. And then we have Justin Jefferson, who I had to put him and was actually on the slides with the men who looked amazing and not just a football slide. Proceed.
Okay. I really like the material of his outfit, and I'm loving this little googly eye. So I think this is
Justin Jefferson.
I think his look is fun. It's definitely bold, especially whatever this cape situation is. I really like it, but I don't know if it has lasting power. So he's going to be my franchise tag.
Not lasting power sounds like the New York Giants, crazy little outfit where they wear brown pants.
They wear brown pants?
They do a colorway and it looks insane.
Okay. I don't know about that, y'all. Okay, I think Lewis Hamilton looks dapper as hell. I like his little brooch. I love this crop jacket, and I like his funny little hat. So he's my Supermax contract. I think that white is elegant as hell.
It does look great.
Right? I am comfortable Luca killing Noah Lyles because what is going on with those shorts? I don't think this is Tom Brown, but I think it really wants to be Tom Brown. And I'm struggling with that.
Caroline is going to love this.
Yeah, she's really going to eat it up.
Your commentary. Okay. So here are our LSU queens.
The ladies. Oh my gosh.
And I want to say, just throw it out there, LSU represented on the Met, at the Met Gala. And I think that says a lot about the fact that I did not go to LSU and I went to school in the Northeast.
Well, we love LSU.
Why are they such style icons? Flau'jae is still in college, guys. And she she was invited to the Met. That's how legendary. Any of you recruits are listening and you want to make some money or you want to become a beloved figure, go to LSU. We support our athletes like nobody's business.
Yeah,
There's
a lot of loyalty there.
Okay, proceed. Okay. So we have Angel Reese, obviously, who went last year. It's her birthday also. Flau'jae.
Today?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Angel Reese.
And
I'm sure she listens and will want a birthday from me specifically.
And Sha'Carri Richardson, who is a track star.
Yes, we love her. I'm going to get started.
Yeah.
I think that Sha'Carri Richardson looks beyond amazing. The lace and the little ruffle on the front of her dress feel very on theme to me, and I really am into this little unexpected contrasting color combination. And her makeup looks beautiful. She looks radiant. I think she is
pastels.
Yeah, she's wearing pastels. That's a real, I feel like that's an old guard kind of black dandy reference from, in particular,
Unbelievable.
Like, the late
Okay.
1800s.
So what is she getting?
She's my Supermax.
Oh, really?
I love it.
Wow, we so
I love
disagree
it.
there. I'm glad you're here.
Okay, you're not a fan of this?
No. Sam, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd Supermax Sha'Carri
Okay.
here. I don't think I'm Luka-ing her though.
Really?
I think she's the franchise tag for me.
Okay. All right,
So
Sam, who are you Luka-ing?
We're killing Flage,
it's a
aren't we?
tough decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Flage.
I love the
Luka.
concept though. Like it's like a dress and a like the silhouette makes her look snatched, and then like it looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like an outfit
like extra fabric
that was really well done on Drag Race. You know, like in the sewing challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautifully made.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great idea. Not it.
Totally.
But
I'm a little confused by the like tuxedo detail on the bustier. It's just doesn't seem to be like carried through the rest of the dress.
So it was
I'm
like
a little confused by it.
Saquon Barkley moment.
Yeah, a bit. Sort of.
Thank you.
Flip side, other tuxedo look that I think is spot on.
Right?
Angel Reese looks great.
Look at her
In fact,
hair.
Angel Reese looks hot. That's my franchise tag.
The hair is so good. Like the short flip.
That little curly Q in the front.
Yes. The curly Q I think was overdone. And I will show you on the next slide why it's god-awful.
Okay. We got too many curly girlies. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you see it.
Woof.
Sorry to do this to you, Breonna Stewart, but it's god-awful. You look bad. Girl, you look like you shouldn't have been invited. Who was I saying?
No, you know what's tough about... Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying... Was that you I was talking to? And I was like, they look like... No, it was William and Caroline. And I was like, that man looks like a pimp. And they're like, that's so rude. And I was like,
oh my God.
Is it just because it's a black theme that you think it's rude? Because the man goddamn looks like a pimp. He looks like they ordered from Party City and put it like the cane situation was overdone. And he was even like he was one of the fashion people.
Yeah, a lot of the same motifs that I feel like we associate with pimps are originated from black dandyism.
Yes.
Which is really cool.
Like, it's not rude, Caroline, if he looks like a pimp.
You said that was fashion commentary.
Breonna Stewart looks like... It looks like there's two people on your shoulders, like the devil and the angel, and you have this one guy I'm referencing as the devil, and then Breonna Stewart's trying to be the pimp on the other side, telling me, like, pay the minimum wage.
I see that. Something about this hat is just, like, unduly jaunty to me. Like, it's just not...
Don't know what that word means.
Like, it's very stiff. It is so perched on her head in a way that, like, looks almost Dr. Seuss-ish to me.
The
Dr.
curly
Seuss-ish?
Q, too, was so poorly executed.
Yeah, it's giving supervillain.
Like, yes! Like, she's... Yes, exactly.
Yep, with the cape. Why does she need a cape? That's a beautiful suit.
It's just draped.
Beautifully
she looks
on her.
just draped and curtained, which is even more unfortunate because Jonquil Jones, her teammate, looks so good.
Okay.
So... Also on the screen for you listeners is Serena Williams, who
looks radiant, like a goddess. Yeah, Serena does look beautiful, and that's a gorgeous color on her.
Honestly,
I feel like not many people can do like a true mint green, but I mean, she looks fantastic.
And not many people can pull off the like comforter shawl.
Yeah, totally. That would look cheap on a lot of people, and I mean, she just makes it look so regal.
That looks like never mind. But you have a problem with Jonquil Jones's outfit.
No.
Who does she
I love
look
the
like?
outfit. I love the outfit, to be clear. Something about this combined teeny tiny sunglasses and massive, like, pole hair.
I'm sorry.
Cannot understand.
No,
I
guys,
don't
guys,
understand
guys,
what's
guys.
going on.
I'm sorry, but she looks
Yeah,
like Daryl
it is
from
giving Hey
Arnold.
Arnold. Okay.
Like, exactly. She looks like
Yeah.
a mix of
I
Gerald from
see
Hey
the vision.
Arnold and a Three Blind Mice.
Yes, that's exactly right.
From
That's good.
Shrek.
Yep.
Well, Liz, that is the last of our slides. Do you have
I
any
loved it.
last thoughts? Or Sam, what was your highlights?
I think it's probably either Lewis Hamilton or Justin Jefferson for me
I agree.
for the highlights.
Kirby, flash the slides. Show me the people. Really? You're a big fan of the Justin Jefferson, like, huge, big, voluminous slide.
Yeah, I like that.
it.
I was thinking as we were going through it, I know you mentioned with the black dandyism
Mhm.
Yeah.
that like colors is like kind of a big facet of that. So it was interesting to see that like a lot of these, at least what Kirby's showing, you know, we're kind of sticking to like the dark, like black and grays. And
Yeah.
so the ones that, you know, where there was like Lewis Hamilton, where it was like that stark white kind of stuck out in my mind.
Yeah, totally.
Mine's definitely Stephon Diggs.
Really?
He's
You love
giving
those red boots.
Cruella, like, to a T.
He is. That lariat necklace
yeah.
is so cute too.
Don't know what that is, but I'm glad you
The necklace
pointed
he has
it out.
on. Okay. Anyway.
Well,
Looks
Liz,
great.
thank you so much for joining. If you want to tell
Thank
shout out to your parents or anything. Liz
Yeah,
joined us in the
shout
middle of exams, so
I did.
Liz,
Oh, wow.
we greatly
I had a
appreciate
short
it.
exam this morning.
Yes.
Thank you. This has been so fun. Thank you for having me. Shout out to my parents. Shout out to Jack.
The second
My brother.
Doney on the pod.
I was going to say, I am not the first person from my family to have done this, and I think that's really special.
Thank you, Liz. Hope to have you back soon.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, we're going to take a break. On the other side.
And we're back.
I love it when Sam says we're back. Well, what a beautiful visit from Liz.
It's true.
I couldn't have done it. She had a lot of takes that I disagreed with, but I think that, you know, I'm okay with being wrong.
You know, there's always next year for Joe Burrow. And the season's just starting up too, so there's plenty of more opportunities to see, you know, what comes next.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I do think I might be blinded. And Liz may have opened my eyes a little bit, but I didn't want to let her know in person. So now we're going to move to the day. Little rapid fire here. What do people want to hear about? Man, it's hot in here, right?
Yeah, it's almost like you need to get your temperature taken.
Do I have a fever?
A fever for
The Indiana fever. Well, Caitlin Clark made her debut in a preseason game against Brazil back in her home school town of Iowa City. Yes. And she was actually out with a left leg injury in their first preseason game. But she, of course, had to come back for the hometown fans and balled out, honestly. Like, I was pretty impressed from where she left off last year to where she is
starting up.
Truly. Like, she had her shot. She was a little, like, since she's been hurt, she was a little sluggish. But, like, her shot was there, and I was very, very happy to see that early on.
Yeah. No, it was really fun to watch. It was when I was back in Greensboro, so... You know, it was on the TVs upstairs and downstairs in my parents' house.
Amen.
And, you know, it was just getting started, and my mom went to the kitchen.
Preseason game.
Yeah.
A WNBA preseason game was on multiple TVs. Love to hear it. 2025, guys. Mark it.
We were in the kitchen, and we'd peek over every now and then, and my mom Deanne would be like, "Whoa, like that's a lot." And they're really beating them. It got to a point where she was saying, like, I don't know if they're being very nice right now to the Brazil team.
I mean, Brazil was playing like they're playing high school seniors going into college.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it wasn't a fair fight, but Brazil was very much so trying to, like, build out their team. They'd played not LSU. They played the Sky at LSU on Friday. So, like, 2 days before. And, you know, that was really a non-factor who they were playing. So let's be honest. But Caitlin Clark came out. The Fever looked night and day from last year.
Yeah.
And you could really tell they fired that GM who probably needed to retire.
New coach too.
Christy Sites didn't have a prayer. She was set up for failure. Mm-hmm. She was given the first round draft pick of Caitlin Clark. Like, yeah, that's never going to work out. You know, that's like getting a first round quarterback, like the first pick overall quarterback, and imagining you're going to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden the NFL is super popular and all eyes are on you and expecting you to be great. So that was super unfortunate.
Tough.
But now they've got people that all stars basically at every single position. They have DeWanna Bonner, who's 37, so much experience, great teammate. She's going to teach all the young bloods how to play. Then we got Sophie Cunningham, who, like, if you aren't watching the WNBA, she should be your favorite player. She's kind of like a Draymond in a way of like, because she was playing with Diana Taurasi. So she was learned how to play from Diana Taurasi, which means she's an absolute dog. She gives zero fucks and she's going to bully you. And she's white and blonde. And then we have Natasha Howard, 2019 Defensive Player of the Year. Now the Fever can play defense. We have age. We have experience. Like I have here, playoff experience last year. They had 19 games under their belt. This year, as a total team, this year they have 213 games of playoff experience.
Wow.
That's a shit ton. And
like
now
a 100% increase or a 1,000%.
Exactly. GMAT math. The Fever are like, I didn't want to believe it. I knew it. I saw the roster and I was like, yeah. But they're playing to win now. Like, they're being Jerry Jones and actually taking it seriously. Mm-hmm. Like, if you have Caitlin Clark, I don't even think there's a really, like, a good example in any other sport because she is so the one. You know what I mean? Like, that you're like, you have to put... In basketball, it's super special because there's only 5 people.
Right. So
you can create, like, a super team, whereas, like, you throw, like, I don't know, let's just go with Joe Burrow. Then you're like
on the worst team and
yeah, like you're lighting up offense. You basically are an MVP candidate, but your defense sucks. Like the Fever is stacked, and they're definitely going to make a deep run, and they look ready right now. That's the thing. They don't look like they need to put pieces together, even though they've only played like 3 games, a couple practices. So I'm excited for the Fever. I mean, I think the Sky are going to give them a bit of a problem because the Sky have also beefed up a little bit. We got some shooters now. Angel Reese is coming for all you haters and is going to put back her first shot, and she's not going to be an offensive... I mean, I don't want to see her offensive rebounds go down. That's for sure. But maybe she'll get it on the second try and not the third.
Happy birthday, Angel.
Happy birthday. You looked great at the Met. You were Liz's all-time
Turns
outfit.
Out birthday was yesterday, so me and Angel, birthday twins.
Your birthday twins? Happy birthday twins. And somehow we're like 8 years older than her. That's the shame. But also, honorable mention, my girl Liz Kitley is back on the Aces. She's completely taken Kate Martin's role as the rookie that everyone loves. And she played for
Virginia Tech.
Thank you. Virginia Tech last year. Tore ACL in maybe like the ACC tournament?
I think that's right.
Final?
Shout out.
Girl.
She went to my rival high school too, in Greensboro.
Look at that.
Shout out.
Got some tall girls in Greensboro.
I guess.
But Liz Kitley is back with Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson has a new rookie white girl best friend, so I'm glad she's filled that hole in her heart. And what else? Ogunbowale officially joins the Kirby Ferris favorite list, considering getting her jersey. If you might recall, she played in the All-Star game last year and was notably not on the USA team, and absolutely put the hammer on the USA team as the member of the All-Star team and was like, y'all should put me on this goddamn team. I think she scored like 40 points. She's on the Dallas Wings. You'll see her with Paige Beckers. This is notable. Caitlin Clark in this game hit a 36-foot three, obviously a three is 36 feet away, beyond the mark that notched her as first in scoring the NCAA. That surpassed, they put like a little thing on it on the court where it's like, this is where
22,
Caitlin Clark did this. And then it was like on the same side, but 3 feet back. Mm-hmm. And it was like a buzzer beater to end maybe like the third quarter. It was crazy. Probably the funniest thing for me was how many times Caitlin Clark during this game was like mic'd up and was like, you guys never been at a place this loud, huh? She was telling her teammates, like, this place is loud, huh?
Get used to it.
This place is really loud. This is probably the loudest place in college sports. And then she went to the Brazil team. I might clip this in because it was insane. Thankfully, I saw it on social media afterwards. So, like, does anyone else catch this?
You're an amazing player. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You're changing the history in basketball.
I appreciate it. Thanks for coming here and playing us. Most people you've played in front of.
Yeah.
I was like, Caitlin, girly, like,
Sheesh.
you gotta bring it back. But she was very funny. She actually did a great job. So I'm excited for the season to see what Caitlin Clark has to bring. And I'm sure Angel Reese will have something to say about it. How about that, Sam?
How about it?
Look, I'm not a Caitlin Clark hater. I'm not. I can't be. It's impossible.
Can't be.
But recall, season starts May 16th. League Pass is only $34.99 a month.
Only 30.
And now so many things are going to be broadcast that, you might not even need League Pass. It's going to be on ESPN.
It's true.
So
still get it
or
though.
Ion.
Yeah.
No one knows what Ion is, but it will be on there. Or League Pass. So go ahead and sign up. Show your support for the girls. Even if, it's $34.99. Even if you only plan on watching, like that's a pay-per-view. If you're watching the WWE ever, paying UFC fucking prices, go ahead and get the League Pass. That's pretty basic math. Isn't that right, Sam?
The math doesn't lie.
Well, thank you all for listening. This has been a beautiful episode with so much fashion, so much intelligence.
I learned.
Got a law student on. I learned a lot from Liz. So Liz, thank you so much for joining.
Shout out, Liz.
And again, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Maybe a review, rate, give us 5 stars.
5 stars.
I mean, I think this was pretty much a 5-star episode.
I hate to say it, but I agree.
Yeah, I thought you were about to say it was a 4.9. I was like, all right. Good for you, Sam. Way to be
don't hate
contrary.
to say it.
Thank you all for listening. Goodbye.